Today is June 26th, 2015.
It's a very important day.
Yeah, it did. Well, I think a couple things happened today.
Yeah, tell us, Josh.
No, today is definitely a historic day. The Supreme Court just ruled in favor of marriage equality for all, so it's a big step forward for the LGBT community, but I would just say a big step forward for all of us as Americans
yes,
today.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, I'm very proud. It was a close decision, 5-4.
And let me just say that of the 3 women who are on there, they all voted for it. And
the swing, Justice Kennedy, was appointed by Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Yes, Republicans.
Yes.
Ronald Reagan.
Okay. It's a beautiful thing.
So, yeah.
Today's a very emotional day just because of this, and it's amazing like how the timing is working out because it's also Pride.
It's Pride.
It's Pride weekend.
Hampton Roads Pride.
Hampton Roads Pride. And tonight is going to be a big, glorious, beautiful night full of amazing, beautiful people celebrating love, and love wins. So.
Hampton Roads is HR Pride. Hampton Roads is made up of the 7 cities. Charlyn and I are from Virginia Beach, which is one of those cities, so we're commonly referred to as Hampton Roads with the Tidewater area.
Yeah. I mean, technically I'm in Norfolk right now, but...
Technically we are in Norfolk, which is...
But that's the same, so yeah.
The same. I would also say today, you know, there's a lot that's been going on when it comes to the conversation of race and discrimination, and no one can argue against that we as a nation have a problem. I recognize that as a cisgender gay white man. I recognize that I have privilege, that I can only empathize so far when it comes to a person of color and what they experience on a daily, and with the tragedy of Charleston, and you know,
we just finished watching
the president give the eulogy, and
he sang Amazing Grace.
He sang Amazing Grace, and you know, that's something that we can all hold on to, is grace. None of us deserve it, but it's freely given, and we have the freedom to choose what we will do with the grace that's given us. So today, I would say today is a day that we can be proud, and we can just focus on common ground and be united, and we can take a deep breath and smile. But we still have a lot of work to do.
We do.
People. Yeah.
Yes, and just knowing, you know, speaking from my personal experience with my parents, I have very much experienced like racist remarks and just all kinds of prejudice. You know, my mom has an accent, but that doesn't mean that she's any less smart than anyone else. You know, my mom actually was blessed and worked for the president of the Philippines and went to Princeton and traveled the world, and my dad was just a hero on all sorts of levels. And served our country. So I'm very proud to be a first-generation American, and it's something that I hold dear to my heart, just knowing, because I really have heard people say things about my mother or my dad, and my dad actually worked really hard at hiding his accent. You know, when people would call the house and they heard my dad, they were really surprised once they heard my mother too. So I'm very proud to be Filipino, and I'm very proud to be an American, especially today more than ever. It's just been really great. Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot's been going on in our lives, and good things and challenging things, and we don't really know where we're going to go when it comes to this video, but we're going to just update everyone. And Char, would you like to start?
Sure. You know, you're saying all this stuff about grace, and I've been on this journey of trying to heal and better myself, and just practice grace. So even today I was on, and on our website, you know, I have seen and received things about like Emily and I am. And I know that all of you guys have questions out there. I know that a lot of you guys are seeing things, you know, especially on social media when you guys are so used to me posting so many things about her. But needless to say, since February, it's been incredibly difficult for me. Emily and I are in the process of separating and going through a divorce. I mean, Josh has seen me at my lowest, and it's been incredibly hard, but you know, I don't regret any of the 5 years being in a relationship with her. In those 5 years, even in the 10 years of having her as my best friend, she was a beautiful and amazing person. And I care about her deeply. I love her very much in that regard. But sometimes love isn't enough. And in our case, it wasn't. I don't want to be on here and say that, like, I want sides, because that's not the case. I care about her and I want her happiness. But it's been a very difficult couple of months for me. And Josh has actually been there from day one. He's been my rock amongst other people. And even in that moment, you know, it's been hard because we like built this life together. So these people who are a part of my life, I had to try to separate myself from, because I didn't want them to feel like they had to choose sides. I don't want that at all, you know. And sometimes, sometimes there had to be sides chosen, and it hurts, but you know, I understand completely. I just, communication and, you know, my understanding about everything, there's two sides to the story, and all I know is I'm going to speak for myself and say that I gave my 100%. You know, I gave her my all. I have never withheld anything. I've always been completely loyal to her. And, you know, so in those moments, I'm so proud of who I am. And I owe so much to her because of she also helped mold me. I just know that betrayal and so many things have never hit worse than it has these past months. And I feel like I shouldn't have to apologize, but I do apologize to those who feel that I've been distancing myself, and there is a reason. And I mean, I don't want any pity, and I don't want all these questions. I'm still trying to work it out for myself, and I've been on this path of making myself whole. You know, I am not ashamed to say that I've been doing therapy, and I've been going to church, and I've just been really, really doing a lot of soul searching. And it's hard because, you know, it's not even a year ago that I was fighting for our marriage. We were going to marry regardless, but it was magical that a month before our wedding, we actually did go and get married. And Josh was one of the people, and Jason and Janet, who are very important to me. You know, I hold them on a pedestal when it comes to love and relationships. They were there, and it was literally one of the best days of my life. So seeing all of this, and, you know, love wins and same love and all of these things, it's kind of bittersweet for me because I envy those who, you know, who get to continue their love. It's been tough. Hopefully I'm not tainted. I want to.
She's not tainted.
I am very hopeful that I will find another great love. So yeah, it's officially out there. Emily and I are no longer. I hope the best for her, and I want nothing but her happiness. And it's been a rough, rough time, and I am doing the best I can with it. practicing grace and having mercy and just really trying to be forgiving in so many situations, and also forgiving myself because I know I'm not perfect. So yeah.
You're pretty close to perfect.
Thank you, Josh.
We have learned a lot about grace, and I'll just say that I've learned a lot about grace from the last couple months with Shar. The way that she responds is very different than the way that I respond. I respond kind of, I'm just so...
You're a Scorpio.
Yeah, I mean, which means that I'm very...
Yeah.
This is it, you know. So I've learned a lot about grace. I feel like grace is kind of that word.
Yes.
That symbolizes so much of our journeys. So I know that was hard for you to share, but I think that it's a step towards healing. And
it is.
And one thing I know about Char is she has a very healthy self-awareness, and there is a wholeness about her, and I feel like that has allowed her to move forward as well. And I'm confident that I'm confident that, you know, love does win, and will continue to win.
Yes.
Even though it's been challenging the last couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are times where he would just really be so upset that it would stir everything inside of me, and I had to say, like, let me take a deep breath. I would have to put him in check and, you know, make sure that it's very clear that I need to be graceful about this whole thing. And I'm also grateful for my friend Tara, who has been such a rock for me. You know, I call her my compass because she's just been so guiding in so many ways. And she is the one who, like, brought me back to church. And to share that with someone is just such an amazing thing. And I know I tell her all the time, and I don't even think she gets it. You're very important to me, and I really appreciate everything you've done. You and Josh have literally saved me. I don't know how else to even put it besides that. So, thank you.